Hello, this is Lauren Hayes.
And I'm Danny Fandino.
And we're from Fox News Network, and today we have a special report on something that affects all Americans, the gross domestic product of the United States.
We received many questions concerning the GDP, so we brought in an expert to answer them. But first, we decided to go to the street and see what Americans already know.
It's amazing how little Americans know about the gross domestic product, even though it's a very important factor on determining the wellness of an economy.
Yeah, I was always wondering about that.
Reporter Chad is live on the scene in Detroit. Chad?
So thank you, Lauren. You know, I'm here to actually see how many citizens really know what GDP really is. Let's go find out. Okay, we found some. Here we go. Hey, okay, stop. Okay, I need to know. Do you know anything about GDP? What is it? Do you know anything about it? No. It's called gross domestic product. Are you serious? How do you not know what that is? Another example, fine example of two Americans who have no idea what GDP is. What kind of country are we living in?
It's the net amount of, sorry, there's a camera. It's the net amount of goods sold. I'm already in one of these, I think. By one country, only new items, no used items, and it says like how well the country is doing as far as the economy goes. If your GDP is high.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Okay. I'm sorry to take up your time, but I would like to know, do you have any idea about what GDP is? It stands for gross domestic product.
I know that it has to do with like the value of what's produced, and that when the GDP is up, the economy is up.
All right, we're here to find out who else knows about what GDP is. We need to find out. Excuse me, sir. I need to ask. Sir, hey, I need to talk to you about what it is. Hey, come here. Okay, what? Dude, Danny, what are you doing here? Why aren't you back in the station?
Thanks, Chad. Here's our expert, Dr. Megan Hughes, to teach us more about gross domestic product.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Hughes. So tell us, what exactly is the gross domestic product?
It is the dollar amount of all final goods and services produced within a country in 1 year.
That sounds very interesting. I'm interested to see how it relates to the economy.
It is the most important measure of the economy's economic performance.
How did it originate?
In 1937, Simon Kuznets created this concept for a U.S. Congress report. The idea was to capture all economic production by individuals, companies, and the government in a single measure.
That sounds kind of complicated. How is it calculated?
It is a mathematical formula with a few steps. You have to multiply the final goods and services produced in a year by their prices, and then add them to the total dollar value of production.
That sounds easy.
Well, not so much. Many things are not included in the GDP for several reasons. Intermediate products, secondhand sales, and non-market transactions, as well as illegal transactions, are not included. Illegal and non-market transactions are not included because they are very difficult to monitor.
What exactly are intermediate products?
They are products used to make other products.
Why are they not counted in the GDP?
Because the original products are already calculated in GDP.
That sounds like a great system. Must be foolproof, huh?
Yes, but there are a few limitations. It doesn't tell anything about the quantity of output, and it contributes little to the quality of life determined by production.
How do you sample?
Economists use scientific techniques to determine the price and quantity of individual products.
How often do they sample?
Every 3 months, but it can take years to determine how the economy actually performed.
What is GNP?
The gross national product is the dollar value for all final goods and services produced in 1 year with the labor and properties supplied by a country's residents.
Gross national product, gross domestic product, how are they different? How can you tell?
GDP defines its scope as related to the location of the goods produced, while GNP relates to the ownership of the goods.
Which one is more popular?
They are both essential, however, GDP is slightly more dependable.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hughes.
All right, and that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time on PNN.